Hi guys, I hope you all are doing very well. So in today's Informatica tutorials session, we are going to cover the joiner transformation. Okay, so let's go to the list of topics which we are going to cover. So basically, what is a joiner transformation in Informatica Power Center? What are the different types of joins in Informatica? We'll see master detail. Okay, we'll cover all those things. Then we'll see why it is an active or passive transformation and why it is so. We'll create a sample mapping for your learning, and we'll run that workflow as well and see how the data is being loaded. We'll do some data validation with the help of our Oracle database. Okay. And then we'll discuss the interview question and answers. So as usual, let's go and create a mapping first. Okay. So as usual, go to the Power Center Designer. Okay. So for you, I'll create the mapping from scratch again. So let's go to the mappings, then create m_joiner transformation, maybe _load emp. Okay, this is the mapping name which we are going to use in this tutorial. So what is a joiner transformation basically? So we know a classic example of employee and departments table, okay, where we have a matching department ID between these two tables. So like in SQL, we can write this inner join query, okay, based on the department ID column. So wherever we have matching department ID, it will fetch all the records. So it will be useful in cases where we want to get something like this. For example, department name. Now, department name is not part of employees table. Department name is coming from the departments table, okay? But employee details are present in employee table. So employee ID, first name, last name, these three columns are coming from employee table, and we are fetching only the department name from department table. Okay. To achieve this kind of scenario, we use an inner join. Okay, in SQL. So, okay, for example, I have taken inner join. So if I run this query, so we'll get to know, okay, what are the employee IDs and their corresponding department names. Similar logic we can implement in Informatica Power Center. Okay, so let's do that. So we already created a mapping. Now, next step, as we already do, bring the sources. Since we are joining two sources, so we have to bring them separately. First is employees. Next, you can bring the department source. Okay. It will show some links. Okay. So these are basically the primary key and foreign key relationship. As we discussed, the department ID is common. Okay. So the link is showing primary key and foreign key relationship. Fine. Then let's go to the transformation. Then create joiner transformation. Give some name JNR underscore employee department. Okay. Hit create. Then done. Now, what are the column required from the employees table? We want employee ID, their first name, and their last name. Right. So bring those columns into the joiner. We need one more column, which we will use as a joining condition. That is our department ID. Okay, from employees table. What are the column we need from the departments table? So basically we need department name to be populated, but the joining column is again department ID. So we need department ID and we need the department name. Okay. So when you open this transformation properties, so you will see ports option here as usual. So what is the difference between other transformation and joiner is like with input and output port, you will be able to see this M. Okay. M stands for master. Okay. So what is the master currently selected is our department table. Okay. These ports are coming from department. So we can say this is the master. Fine. We can either select this as a master or this as a master. So we'll discuss in what exactly the questions being asked in the interview regarding this master in detail. Okay. For the time being, just understand. First source is a master and second is the detail source. Okay. So in this case, our master source is department and detail source is employees. So where exactly it is defined? So if you see the join type in properties, by default, it has selected a normal join. Okay. But apart from this, there are other types. Master outer, detail outer, and full outer. Okay. So what is a master outer? Like in SQL, we say left outer and right outer. So here in master outer means the master table is department. So it will select all the rows from employees table and only matching from the departments. Okay, that is a master outer. So what is the definition of detail outer? It will select all the rows from the master and only joining from the detail. Okay, that is the difference. So it depends how you select the master and detail source. Based on that, it will apply the logic. And full outer gen, as we know, this type exists in the SQL as well, where we select all the rows from the both the tables. Okay, even if there is no match, it will fetch. Then coming to one important property here, condition. So as we know, to join any two tables, we need a common column that we already have between these two tables, that is department ID. So this department ID is coming from our master, that is our department table. Okay, so it has renamed it department ID 1. If you see, there are other columns also which we have fetched. It's department name. So department ID 1, the master is equal to employee ID. No, it will not match. So department ID from the detail, that is our employees source. Okay, then click on apply and okay. Okay. As usual, we'll use shortcut method to create the target and then we'll create as a file. Fine. So our target is created. Let's go to the target designer. Bring the JNR employee department target over here. Double click on it. Okay. Change the database type to flat file. It's delimited. Okay. Delimiter is comma separated by default. You can see over here. It's a comma separated. Okay. Click on cancel. Apply. Okay. Our flat file target is ready. Attach all the ports. Shift down arrow. Or you can do select all. Bring all the ports. Make sure it is linked to the proper port. Go to the mappings. Then validate the mapping. Mapping is valid. Save it. Go to the workflow manager. Create the workflow as usual. Give some name workflow underscore joiner employee department. Okay. Then go to the task developer. Go to the task. Then create s underscore joiner employee department. Fine. Then create. So it will ask for the mapping. So what is the mapping in our case? M joiner transformation load EMP. So we have to select this mapping, okay, which we are going to attach to the session. Click on done. Go to the workflow designer. This is our session. Bring it. Go to link task. Link the session. Double click on it. We have to provide the file path. Okay, this is the file path we have to modify. So there is a folder called info out. Copy the path. Paste it here. If you want, you can change the file name or let it be as it is. So for the better reading, I'll just change it to .csv. Okay, then click on apply. Okay, save the workflow, right click and start the workflow. Then go to the monitor tab. It's running. Double click. Double click on it and you will be able to see the number of output rows in the flat file. Just go to the flat file target. Refresh. So this is our target basically. Okay. So for each of the employees, we are getting the department name as well. Okay. Now you will wonder why these are coming as null. The last one. The reason is, so while I was explaining you the join types, okay, in properties, I selected as a full outer join. Fine. Let's check in database whether our count is matching with the full outer join or not. Okay, let's see. Here I'll give full outer. Run this query. Count is 123. Okay. So it depends what kind of join you want. You can basically change the join type. If you say let normal join, let's run this workflow with the normal join. Follow the basic steps as I explained in the first video. Refresh the mapping, save it, start workflow, go to the monitor tab. Session is running, it's completed. It basically read 107 rows from employee source, 27 from departments, and it has written 106 in the output file. Go to the output file once. Let me refresh it. Yes, reload it. So we are able to see 106 rows. Okay, as an inner join. There are no nulls from the left table now. So coming back to our Excel. So this is how we can create a mapping. Okay. So now tell me, what is it, an active transformation or passive? It's an active transformation because it had changed the number of rows between source and target. How many rows we have read? We have read 107 from one and 27 from other, but it's written only 106 based on the join condition. So definitely it is changing the number of rows between source and target. Okay, so that's why it is an active transformation. Okay, then types of joins I have already explained you. So coming to the interview questions. Okay, so this is the one of the most favorite transformation of interviewer. So he'll ask you like types of joins in Informatica. What is the difference between types of joins in SQL and Informatica? SQL versus Informatica joins. So basically, what is the difference? So we have left, right, and inner joins in SQL. Okay. But in Informatica, as we know, we have normal, master, detail outer, and full. Okay. So normal means in SQL, we can say inner join. Full outer, we have both the places. Okay. Full is present, full outer. Okay. Then next, they'll ask you regarding the master and detail. Okay. So master means master outer join, master outer join, and we have detail outer. All rows from detail source and only matching from master. Okay. This is the master outer. And opposite of it is detail outer. All rows from master, source and only matching from the detail. Okay. So once you have some hands-on practice, so you'll come to know, okay, what exactly happening. So we did full outer and inner, like normal joint in Informatica. So next question, they'll ask which one you will choose as a master source. Okay. Which one to choose as a master? So the answer is the source having less number of rows. Why? Because the source, when Informatica has a joiner transformation, it basically builds a cache for the master source. So what basically it does, it will first build a cache for master source for that period of time. When it is building the cache for master source, it will block the detail source. Okay, it will not start the comparison unless and until the master source is completely built. Okay. So since it is one of the performance tuning technique also, so we have to choose cautiously which source we have to choose as a master. If you select the master having less number of source, so it will basically occupy less memory and it will take less time to build the cache. Okay. So always choose the master which is having less number of rows or less duplicates. Okay, it depends on business scenario, what kind of data you have. Okay, less duplicates or you can say less number of rows. Okay. Then there is one more property they ask in the interview regarding the joiner transformation. So if you see the properties, so this is the important property join type, and there is one more sorted input. Okay. So if you select sorted input as yes, so joiner will expect you that you are passing the data to joiner after sorting. Okay. So there is a sorter transformation also being used. So we'll cover in the next session. Okay. So sorted input means why it is a performance boosting tip or technique, because joiner internally it will sort the data before joining. Suppose before joining, or what it does basically, suppose we have this employee department 100, 120, and then 130 kind of. Okay. But in our departments table, the sort order is like 130, then 120, and then 100. Okay. So what basically it does, it will take the first source, first ID. It will take first ID, and then it will start comparing with the detail table. Okay. So basically what it will basically, first it compare with the 130, 120, then it will get a match for 100. So basically it is a time consuming process. But if you do sorting, okay, like this 100, 120, and then 130. So at the first place only it will get a match. So if you see, using this example, we can see it will definitely boost the performance when there are millions of rows for comparison. Okay. So this is the answer you can tell. Okay. Since it will take less number of iterations to compare the data, so it is advisable to use sorted input for the joiner transformation. Okay. So these are some of the questions being asked in the interviews regarding joiner transformation. I have also shown you how to create the mapping, which one to choose as a master and detail. Okay. What are the types of joins? Apart from that, there are like these are the common questions, or we can say some advanced level questions also. Okay. If you have any doubts or any more questions, please write in the comments, so I'll provide my reply. Please subscribe to my channel. Happy learning. See you in the next video. Okay. Bye bye. Take care.